Julie Bonn. I'm 24 years old and I had a liver transplant when I was 12 years old. I just started to become sick, flu-like symptoms. I was throwing up and not feeling well, really tired. I was perfectly healthy before that, so we didn't have any suspicion that anything big was going on. After about 2 weeks, I started to become jaundiced or yellow in my skin and eyes. And so my primary care doctor was doing all sorts of tests, blood draws, and testing everything you could think of. Everything came back negative, so a couple weeks later he sent me down to Cincinnati Children's to see the gastroenterologist. They did a regular physical and checked things out. They were concerned, but didn't really say too much at the time and said, if this, or this happens, then call us. And the next day, my hands and feet were starting to retain water, so they said, come to the hospital right away, we're going to admit you. And then the next day, I had a surgical biopsy because my liver wasn't making clotting factors to clot my blood. I had the surgical biopsy, and they diagnosed me with 7 days to live. So right after that, I was listed on the national waiting list as status 1A, which is the highest you can get. And we were waiting for a liver. Luckily, I only had to wait about a day. And the very next day, they found me a liver that matched my blood type. And that evening, I had my transplant. One thing I learned is to always be nice to everyone. I really follow the golden rule of treat others how you want to be treated. Partly because I could have lost my life within a matter of a month, and I didn't want to leave this world being known as not a nice person. So that's something I learned in 8th grade. I always wanted to be a doctor since I was probably 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to be a brain or heart surgeon. And then after this all happened, it could have been a horrible experience. The whole tremendous liver transplant journey is not a very positive one usually. But for me, overall, it was a very positive experience, and I think it was all because of the doctors and the nurses and the fellows here. And because of them, that definitely inspired me to go into pediatric gastroenterology and work with future children that will need liver transplants. I look at it from a patient side of how would they feel going through this and what's most important to the patient, and just more of the non-medical aspects of medicine. And that's a lot of doctors, I think, forget that.